Hello, YouTube. About a year ago, when I started looking into the theology of Calvinism, I was introduced by my father to the teachings of John MacArthur. He's a very well recognized American theologian and pastor of Grace Community Church in Sun Valley, California. He's also the president of the Master's College and the related Master's Seminary. He has a radio program called Grace to You. And he's also sold more than 1 million copies of his John MacArthur Study Bible. He's also a Calvinist, and I've made a video regarding Calvinism. And Calvinism strikes me as a fairly egotistical and elitist belief system. And John MacArthur comes across as egotistical and elitist himself. He's also a biblical inerrantist and an anti-evolutionist. So I think that his arrogance will come across in some selections that I'm going to play from a CD that I picked up at the time from his Grace to You program called Depravity and Inability. So here they are.
The one who is dead has no capacity whatsoever to respond to God. He is a servant of Satan, driven by the lust of his flesh. The things that come out of his heart are evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, theft, false witness, slanders, as Matthew chapter 15 indicates and other places in Scripture. Now, I'm not saying that sinners can't do some human good. They can be philanthropic, they can be charitable, they can help people, they can be kind, they can be merciful. But they cannot do any spiritual good. They cannot do anything that pleases God. Because no one can do anything that pleases God unless it's done for His glory, and it can't be done for His glory unless it's done in the name of His Son. So while there is human good, it is dead good. It has absolutely nothing to do with God. In Luke 6:33, it says, if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. So even Jesus' words there admit that people do good. But it's human good, and in a sense, it's bad good. Good in the sense of human, bad in the sense that it has no pure motive and no bearing on one's relationship to God.
John MacArthur's really good at creating the group, the other. And now that we have the other group established, no matter how good someone in this group's actions appear to be, no matter how pure their motives appear to be, they can't be trusted, because behind it all is pure evil and filth and disgusting, horrid, sinful motivation. I do like that he proof texted Luke 6:33 in order to prove his point. For a little bit of context on what this is talking about, I'm going to read verses 27 through 38 of Luke 6. But I say to you that listen, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you. And if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. Is John saying that? If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for he is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Is John MacArthur's xenophobia merciful? Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure you get back. Well, it seems to me that John MacArthur has already prejudged everyone that he's put into this other group. I don't see him putting very well into practice these teachings coming from Jesus' mouth.
I mean, to me, denying this doctrine and then evangelizing is sort of like standing on a bridge over the rapids, watching somebody bob up and down, screaming, and saying to them, I have good news for you. If you can get yourself out of there, we'll dry you off. Come on, get out of there. You can't get out of there. You're not offering him anything that he's capable of doing. The gospel call with no power makes no sense. Do you mean to tell me that God does no more for the believer than he has done for the multitudes who are now in hell? It's just that we somewhere found something in us to come to life? Do you mean to tell me that God has done the very same thing for all who've ever lived, whether they be in heaven or in hell, and it was really up to us? So everybody who's in hell just didn't have the will to swim? No.
I love that Mr. MacArthur feels that he needs to bully his point across. The analogy is only valid if you presuppose that his particular theological point of view is the correct one. Also, John MacArthur strikes me as a bit of a queasy Calvinist because he doesn't want to admit what the logical conclusion of what his theological system is. He refrains from mentioning it in this little clip despite his smugness. Just like God decides to rescue certain people from drowning, he decides to drown all the others. Also, hell's a bit of a nebulous term, Mr. MacArthur. Are you referring to Hades, Gehenna, or Tartarus?